Welcome back to V-Rule. We are going for 4,000 subscribers. And once we get there, we're giving away some cool stuff. We're giving away the Pokemon 151 poster collection, 2 3-pack blisters of Surging Sparks, and 5 Pokemon mystery card lots, going out to 8 winners overall. Today's Tuesday. We are looking at our Trending Tuesday, things going up in price. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for your chance to win on those prizes, but also go over to this video here. That's the one where you need to leave an additional comment, and I will pull the winners from there. For today's video of everything going up, we got some sealed, we got some singles. Let's dive in. Surging Sparks, the talk of the town. Oh my goodness, we just tipped over $200 for the booster box. I think we've all been looking at this and seeing it coming here. There were a lot of projections by the end of the year would be at 200. I don't know if we saw it be going this quick, this fast here up to the top. I was kind of thinking it'd reach to the end of the year before we get there, but we got another month and a half to go. Is that going to gain more? Are people going to level off at this 200 for a little bit while they kind of get ready for the Christmas season and then going into the new year with prismatic evolutions on the horizon? I don't know. This is the lowest listing I found on there, $199.94 and $9.99 shipping. We're at $210 basically. We are at $210 for the lowest shipping on there. $207.50. Oh, that came up a little bit cheaper. Not a lot to show for it, but 100% there on a few sales. Okay, you're actually beating out here. 210, 207.50. Okay, fine. If it's going to make a difference for you, that $2.50, that's fine. But there we go. A little update there, I guess, because I thought that 210 was the lowest I found on there. Surging Sparks Elite Trainer Box, the regular Elite Trainer Box here, going for $54 really on this, and it's just been a pretty quick climb to the top here. 52 is our average. What do we got? Yeah, we're at that $54 is the minimum on the price tag on this one. So to find it anywhere for less, MSRP is $49.99. If you find it on a store shelf at $49.99, technically it's worth a pickup just in comparison from the secondary market. I showed you not too long ago you could find it for, what was it, yesterday, 2 days ago, something like that? You could find it for $45 still. So take a look. There's a few out there still, and you're finding them at that MSRP or maybe a little bit better. That one there is telling us it's getting hot and going crazy. I'm reluctant to open anything Surging Sparks. That's the problem with these prices going up so quickly. I have less desire to open it on the chase for any of those good big pulls, because the sealed product's going up and the single cards are either not moving or they're slightly coming down. So the more that gets open, those prices should come down, and the sealed, there should be going up because the more getting open, there's less to be available out there. Not that a few booster boxes that you're holding on to are really less on the market if you open them or keep them sealed, because there's tons of these. Tons are out there, all right? It's just getting a hold of them has become increasingly difficult. The booster bundle here is just straight 6 packs there. We're looking at the same thing as 151 vibes and getting a lot closer, a lot faster on that $40 mark there for the booster bundle. Surging Sparks 3-pack blisters are also going up. Of course, Zapdos is going to be your bigger hitter there, the better promo, coming up to just shy of that 20 at $19 there, and the Quagsire is just following behind that by a buck or a $half, something like that. So you're still getting 3 packs. I think that's really the pack price there. The promo is not so relevant. I did mention the other day that with Surging Sparks, the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box case was going for less than if you were to break it open and sell the 4 individual ETBs on their own. And that has been the case quite often. But just recently, I saw that the 151 case for the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box has gone up over what it would cost to do them individually. They're looking around $220, $221, something like that. And here, just flat even on 1,000 puts it at $250 each. So you're getting a little bit more there. $555. What are we talking about there? Yeah, 1,024. 1200. So I don't know what this is about here, unless it's just lagging from old trends here, pulling it way down. This doesn't make a lot of sense. If they're really selling that, see, even the average is saying 545, and then it's saying one item sold between 800 and 800. So 800 is what it sold at, then 900. So these prices are going up here. So a little confusing on this one, but interesting to see that the case is doing better than 4 individual ones, which is really logical that you have a sealed case of 4. It has that extra layer of being a sealed item, being the case together. So interesting there. Some UPCs I wanted to look at here. The Arceus V-Star Ultra Premium Collection there. Lost Origin is about the time it came out, so that's why it's associated with Lost Origin, but we're getting close to that $200 mark. Creeping up there. It says $175. We're at $194, something like that, on the actual listed available here. The Sword and Shield Ultra Premium Collection, that Charizard box, also listed as Lost Origin. Interesting. Was it the same time? I don't remember being the same time. Maybe it was. This one's coming up still. We've been kind of cranking on this one. It's so bizarre to see how well this one's doing, considering it was hard to even get these things out there because they printed it into oblivion and everybody was like, oh, they're going to be around forever. Well, that's not true. People are going to keep picking them up as a better deal, and then they see it climbing, they're getting on that train, joining the fun. And before you know it, here we are at that $170 mark. So picking these up at $80 was a really fun time. So now you get a little profit out of that. Same here, picking these up at $90 from Costco was great. On the 151 Ultra Premium Collection there, one of the greatest sets from Pokemon in recent memory here. So I know Surging Sparks is doing well. I really actually leave that as a comment down below. Surging Sparks or 151? Which one do you think is going to be better in the long term? Which one do you think you are going to enjoy long term there? But 220, 15, 235 on this, 231. Kind of hard to tell because we got just a mess of things. Yeah, 235. All right, so pretty crazy stuff. Celebrations. This one was sitting around 350, coming down to 330. It looked like it was headed for 300, and now it just popped right up. I don't know what happened about not even a month ago, just a few weeks ago, a couple weeks really. It has just shot up to over $420 here, and this is legit. This wrapping. Okay, I can't say this is legit, but that is to be expected. This wrapping here looks kind of phony and garbage-like, but this is what they came as. That's how they came. So if you're skeptical about the wrapping, you should be. It looks really easy to replicate if you wanted to rip it up and mess around with it and then put it back together and get some cheapo cellophane around there, because seriously, it wouldn't be hard to remake that if you had any simple time on the internet, and a few materials to do it. So but that's the wrapping. It is the wrapping. So you got to kind of go off of trusted sources. These kind of make you a little bit worried that those would be legit. You'd want to have some higher numbers here, some sort of the badging, the 100%. That's really where I would lean. I'd rather go to a source that I really trust. If you have a relationship with a local game store or something and they're holding on to one of these, that'd be the place to get it. But man, $400, that is pretty wild stuff there. Greninja EX, this one we thought might slow down a little bit, and it did. It came down to 262, and then it came right back up into the 300, 320. Started recovering a little bit to kind of keep it under 300, but now here we are back again, 330. Coming out on top here right now, 310 there. Okay, so not as bad if you want to go that route. Yeah, 310 if you're going to see there. Not bad stats there, but a lot of money with no pictures, because who knows what the centering looks like on that. Is there a tiny chip? That could be still called new or mint, but you get a little chip on it. It's not going to be a 10 if you're going to go grade it, but I don't know. To each their own on how you go about this stuff. I feel like in this price bracket, buying from some place like TCG Player, not having enough photos, not being able to communicate all that much with the sellers beforehand, a little bit dicey in my opinion here. Charizard EX, this one did shoot up and then it came down, but we are on that trend going back up a little bit more. If we just tighten this up here, yeah, it's been a nice long trend coming up here for about a half month. So interesting little swing there, but if you just look at overall, we are on the big upswing. My goodness, look at that. Look at that. And this you would think that downslope was going to be kind of correcting for that overhype right there, but now it's just gone up and beyond. So it is taken away on this one, and it should be the chase of that set there and go beyond there and beat out things like the Paldean Fates Mew EX. This one, I can't believe approaching $200 already, and maybe we were getting there here. Not quite, but my gosh. I remember seeing this at 80, hoping it would come down. I guess I missed the boat on that one, and probably not picking it up anytime soon, that's for sure. Charizard EX, Paldean Fates. Cool looking Zard here. Got the crown. You got a shiny form here. So really neat, but man, just that October boom that got us going for something here. I don't know if it was everybody was kind of floating around, getting in on the 151. People were still coming into the hobby, getting excited about it. Shrouded Fable just left everybody kind of disappointed, and then Stellar Crown, all right, we got something here, we could do something with this, and then straight away into going nuts for Surging Sparks. And I think we're really seeing a big influx of people into the hobby, collectors, investors, all sorts of things. Tons of new YouTube channels out there. To all you who are starting a YouTube channel, best luck to you guys. It's hard work. It's a lot to put into it. So just have fun with it and make it your own, because seriously, that's what it's about. It's just another aspect of your journey on the hobby. Raging Bolt from Temporal Forces. Wow, this one's really taken a turn. 75 for a while there, I thought, and came down a bit, but now we're recovering here, getting in that 85. What is this about? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any sense at all here. So we have a near mint at 80 Japanese. That's not going to count for us here. Seeing where we're at, yeah, we're at $80. So I don't understand why this has to be like the default here. So interesting that TCG Player does that. I guess if it's going to be a direct by TCG Player, that's the price they're really going for. So that way, if you only spend $50 or more on shipping, little cards not going to really be a benefit to you. It's going to take a lot to get there. But these bigger ones, okay, you're there in one. So I get the draw. It is them. They want to have that additional profit or whatever the system is. So fine, whatever. Charizard EX, Obsidian Flames. This one seemed like you could pull it every other box if you wanted. And, it was sitting around the $40 mark for a long while. Floating around a little bit lower end there in the low 40s. So there was some hype, but we're still not at the biggest in the past year, but not far from it either. So we are getting some gains there, getting close to that $60 mark. 55 looks about right. A little bit less still, even down here, but getting close. It is on the rise. Alakazam EX from Scarlet Violet, 151. This one felt a little underrated when it was sitting in the 30s for whatever reason for so long, and now it's catching up to something a little bit more realistic. I still think this one might have some room to grow getting into that $50 mark, but we'll see. We'll see what time says for that one there. Garbodor EX, super underrated for a long time on Scarlet and Violet base. The whole set is really underrated, but we saw a big boom back in May when we had the alt art boom in early May, and then the SIRs following close behind for some pickups there. Big recovery here, but really looking at the about $30 range from what was once a pretty solid $18 to $20 range for a long time. So not a bad gain on that one. And I think it's one of those sets that over time we're going to appreciate some of those early, what we would call early SIRs and IRs in the era of Scarlet and Violet. You remember, these were setting the trend. These were the ones that were going to be setting the bar, and that's why we have it so high today where people are going nuts for these artworks, because Scarlet and Violet base set the bar so high of what we have to go off of there. Getting in some illustration rares. Magikarp, can't not look at this one with this crazy spike happening here. We were getting close to that $100 mark. I think I was hopeful. I think a lot of people were hopeful that we'd get in that $100 mark for a while. And past 6 months, we're at an all-time high. Past year, we're at an all-time high. We might be at the all-time high of this card here, coming at 160, which tells me there is some room for this to come down a bit. So there we go. Japanese is coming in 100. Yeah, okay, 116. Seems a little low considering everybody else is looking at 150 plus. So interesting that they're going so low. I'd be a little skeptical of that. Doesn't really scream trustworthy, but they could just be trying to offload it. It could be a good deal for them to make a little profit on it, get some reviews, get some feedback, and build up their store. It might be a marketing play for them to be building their store. So I don't want to judge too quickly on how they're going about this or what you might be encountering. Groudon, Paradox Rift. This one was kind of going up and down for a while there, and finally we're going on that upside trend, and this is really what we see pretty often. In the beginning of a set, we see the single prices come down, we see the sealed prices go up, then over time, and sometimes it takes longer than others, you see the single prices doing some big fluctuations, but ultimately going up over time, and the sealed prices doing the same. But at what rate? Because the sealed prices on this, I think you could still pick a Paradox Rift booster box for like $110. So if you're looking for a nice easy set to rip, that's not a bad price, especially when you're looking for Surging Sparks and you can't find it. Those booster boxes are crazy. Squirtle from Stellar Crown. I was very lucky to pull 2 of these. I barely opened any of Stellar Crown, and I ended up pulling 2 of these, so very lucky on that one. $52. It is climbing here. Yeah, 52 looks like is pretty reasonable on the market there. It was sitting around 40 for quite a while, similar to Bulbasaur here, sitting around in that $40 range for quite a bit. I know these prices look like they were fluctuating even more. I didn't see them that low very often, so in that $45 range here on the Bulbasaur, same set Stellar Crown, and going back to 151 with Scarlet and Violet, 151 Charmander, the guy who's got to set it all here. Overall, the trend is up. Let's look at the 1 month. We look like we're coming down. The 6 month, it's a big up here. The 1 year, we got quite a ladder going up there. So sometimes we got to stretch out the trends to see. It looks like it's in a little bit of a recovery zone here, which may be true. We'll see. We'll see, especially with February coming around the corner here in a few months. What is that going to do with 151? Will this be able to have some bounce back and come down because there's an influx of product, or is it going to be jumping up because that product is not actually as available as we were all hoping? We'll have to see what February brings on that. Paldea evolved, another big hitter out of that one. Tyranitar, good trend going up there. If you just stretched out 6 months, it's just a tiny loss from the beginning of that period there. But if we go back to a year, that was really the boom. So the high point there, and overall, very good gains in the past year on this particular illustration rare. We have another Squirtle, of course, 151 Squirtle, beautiful on the beach, just strolling through the little shallows there. Looks great. Good trend going up. Of course, you're going to have ups and downs, but those peaks are kind of in alignment. Those valleys are in alignment there, but the trend here, the average, is going up over time, and we got a nice big swing going up here. There's a definite boom on the market. It's not just the sets, it's not just the cards, it is the market overall, suggesting that there is a trend here of everything working its way up. Just stretching that out to a year on the Ralts from Scarlet and Violet base. That's a good trio there, having the Ralts all the way to Gardevoir. So good little setup. It's still probably a good price point on that trio. If you want to go ahead and grab that, I would consider it, because if it's going to be the thing that set the tone for the entire Scarlet and Violet era, those 3 cards are really the best to kind of tell that story. I think it's a really beautiful trio there. And you know what another beautiful trio is? The three promos in this right here. That Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. Going out to one lucky winner. All you got to do is like, comment, and subscribe. Getting that 151 poster collection, 2 3-pack blisters of Surging Sparks, and 5 Pokemon mystery card lots. Make sure you're part of the channel. Like, comment, subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell, because I post 7 days a week. And with that, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.